Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is going to be my impromptu state of Black American masculinity. Um, Let me just start this video out by saying that this video is going to require a disclaimer. I'm not here to deprive you of hope. I am a firm believer in hope and all the wonderful things that entail optimism and charity and love of your fellow man. But to swim to the surface, sometimes you need to know how deep you are into the ocean. And with that said, I'm going to talk candidly with my black sisters about the state of black manhood and their unfulfilled desire to have a formidable black patriarchy. First of all, let's describe what a patriarchy is. A patriarchy is a collective of men of influence who use their spouses as the quintessential tool of their masculine validation. In that, black men of power congealed together in a tight-knit unit so that they could make prosperity for not only their own offspring but for the offsprings of their partners and their business acquaintances and the like. There has never been a black patriarchy because a patriarchy requires some power. It requires some influence. Power is the ability to make someone do something despite their own will. And the white patriarchy has had no qualms about killing productive black men to maintain their power structure. And that's what the whole white power structure is. What we find ourselves dealing with now is the fact that the patriarchy is winding down because of the fact that sheer, raw, uncontrolled capitalism is bringing about a change in the U.S. economy, in that we're moving from a manufacturing economy to a service economy. And with that says, you need to be more pleasant, you need to be more approachable, you need to be a more conformist African American to provide for your family in today's modern structure. Even then, with automation on one end, you have feminism on the other end, where the agency of women is respected. So the black patriarchy is dealing with automation and computerization and a world economy on one end, and is fighting against feminism on the other end. And feminism requires that, one, you respect the agency of women, you respect the fact that they have the ability to change shit that they don't like in their own environment. You respect the fact that you will be held accountable for having children that you do not take care of. You will be held accountable for your infidelity and all your bad behavior. That is feminism. Conversely, on the other end, you have to deal with white patriarchy, computers, outsourcing of your jobs. In that process, sisters, please recognize that black men don't want to be patriarchs anymore. Even if they want a strong, close, tight-knit black community, the fact that we have to fight our way through multiple barriers only to have a shaky facade of a patriarchy because you could divorce us at any time makes a lot of us do two things. Embrace cynicism and just heckle black women on YouTube, or just go to white women and establish a patriarchy with them. Please recognize, it's nothing that we could control. It's just a positive and negative reinforcement thing. What I would recommend that black women do is to reevaluate what they want out of a black man, because the patriarchal structure that they're desiring, in which case that a black man could support a family all by himself, that is gone. There's a lot of female breadwinners, and they kind of do the tiptoe dance around the fact that they have the legitimate authority in their home. They control the nature of the family the men that they're with are complementary and not, they're ancillary, not they're not the ultimate be all and end all to the marriage. So ultimately, we have a facade of a patriarchy held up by black women, held up by women who cook for their man even though they're middle management workers. We have a facade of a patriarchy that women tolerate a man's infidelity. We have a facade of a patriarchy that tolerates men not putting in their fair share of housework. That's all we could offer you, a facade of a patriarchy. I mean, a patriarchy in itself was formulated to keep men from being jaded, cynical, nihilistic assholes. Well, the patriarchy's dead, and the men that you're dealing with on YouTube are jaded, cynical, nihilistic assholes. There's nothing you could do about it. There's nothing that could change that. I would gladly recommend some ways you could alleviate that, if not for your generation, then for the generation to follow. For one, we need to understand that we are fighting against cynicism and anger. And to browbeat a black man about black nationalism is not going to reward him for that. In fact, the opposite is going to happen. When a black man feels that you do not support him, he's going to go to a white woman. I refer you to the video of, what's that called? Married at First Sight, where conformist black men are willfully running away from black women because they're not quote unquote man enough to hold on to them in the first place. That's what the situation is. See, the modern era is making black men narcissistic and abusive of their power as black men. They're dealing with black women have, y'all complain about that video, Married at First Sight, season 3. The first videos were, well, all these black men want to be with white women and all the black women. The fact is, y'all black women are too judgmental of a black man's masculinity status. You're too judgmental of his authentic manhood status. So these effeminate, conformist black men who have no problem of navigating their way through the white power structure already feel that you do not like them. So they move on. I mean, when a woman tells you that you're not man enough, it doesn't kill your erection. It kills the erection you have for women that looks like her. That's one of the problems y'all don't understand, that words have weight behind them. So when you see a lot of black women saying he ain't man enough for me, the more docile man will see a black woman as something that cannot be satisfied. Whatever you choose to do with this information is of your concern. I am just here to state what is a problem. If I were president for a day, I would do 3 particular things to boost the nature of black masculinity and reward black men for being patriarchs, the kind of patriarchs that you look forward to. The first thing I would do is to foster sexual morality classes in all grades, including first grade. You could call it feminism, but I choose to call it sexual morality classes. You need to respect the boundaries of a woman. You need to understand what a woman is looking for into a sexual partner. You need to understand that a man's natural existence is to be a hero. A hero. Not a fucking subway rapist, not a stick-up kid fucking pulling out a gun on a man and telling him I'm going to rape your daughter. Oh my God. That's another subject. The natural state of manhood is to be a hero, and women want to sleep with heroes. Conversely, it doesn't matter if a person is homosexual, lesbian, gay, or bi, or what have you. It's not for your judgment. One wise philosopher said, types of fucking does not require my endorsement. And I wish more men would embrace that. That's one. Sexual morality training to foster a healthy view of sex and sexual gratification. Two, promote a atmosphere of male happiness. The niggas that make videos on YouTube are not happy. They are conflicted, combative men who feel that their backs are up against the wall. They are not only unhappy, but they're cynical. Ladies, your enemy is not just the black man. It's the philosophical cynicism and nihilism of a modern world where men don't feel that they are of value. You need to demand, you need to threaten, you need to cajole men to be happy with themselves before they actually date someone else. That's right. As weird as it may sound, men have to be bribed with their own fucking happiness for them to be happy. They need to be told that, yes, this is real. I do love you. Baby, relax. Let me massage your feet. Did you eat yet? Patriarchy was a bribery structure for productive men. When I tell you that patriarchy is dead and gone, think about that. That means that there are no rewards for a prosperous man. And third and finally, the last one, brothers, black men, yeah, I'm going to put out an ultimatum for my brothers in the men's rights, MGTOW, black nationalist perspective. Lead, follow, or get the fuck out of the way. Consider it an ultimatum. You're not going to be allowed to sit back and heckle from the fucking bleachers. The woman that you are with, the woman that you want, she needs a cut man. She needs a trainer. She needs someone who's going to say, baby, it's going to be all right. Stick and move, stick and move. She needs someone that fully supports her. She doesn't need some bitch nigga heckling her from the cheap seats. You got to understand what it means to be a black woman in this society, because if a black woman is going to support a family, she needs a supportive spouse. If you can't be that spouse, get the fuck out of the way. As a matter of fact, keeping it real, lead, be a patriarch, follow, be a progressive man who isn't intimidated by a powerful woman and wants to build with her as an accompaniment to her life, or get out of the way. MGTOW, men going their own way. Stop fucking with women entirely. You do not get to heckle, all right? You do not get to give relationship advice from your fucking mother's basement as you fucking complain about how women are X, Y, and Z, and that's why you're not with them. Fuck you, nigga. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's my little ultimatum. Black women, you need to understand how men think. Y'all want to get at Steve Harvey for saying, act like a woman, think like a man. Well, guess what? Men think rationally. We think 5 steps ahead. We give up 5 steps ahead. What you need to do is to cut them off before they give up, weird as it is. You need to tell them that shit's going to be all right. You need to start singing The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow like your motherfucking little orphan Annie, because if you want to be with a man in this modern era, you have to detoxify him from all the bullshit that he's dealing with in this real world. You have to tell him that I'll be with you. You got to play some Method Man. You're all that I need to get by. You gotta fill him full of positive energy. And I promise you, as a black man of this era, I'll be like, if I have my fucking coworker and he's going at it with his wife, I promise you, I'll try and fill him full of positive energy, and we could tag team him with positive energy, and he'll go back to you, and he'll give it another try. Positive energy, gentlemen. Positive energy, ladies. That's the only thing that's going to stop the gender war. Positive energy, positive energy, positive energy. It's your boy Black Privilege. Signing out, and this has been the State of the Black America Address. Bye.